Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. This is the 122nd episode of my Let the Women Tell It series. Now, you can go to my playlist, and I have it all in the playlist under Let the Women Tell It, of course. And this one is a cautionary tale, another fallout from the Super Bowl. It wasn't just Bad Bunny, it wasn't just Turning Point USA. It was the $1.2 million that Cardi B spent on a guy who actually didn't give a shit about her. You know what I'm saying? He gave her a baby, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But here's his sister. I think her name is Prophetess Eve on TikTok, and I'm going to put her link in the description, talking about that women can't move like men do. And she goes through a nice little detail of why she thinks that. And one of the things about my Let the Women Tell It series is this. As unlike a lot of men, I realize women don't give a shit what we say. So I have a whole bunch of videos that let the women tell it and let it tell it from their perspective. And if I'm trying to reach out to women, this one has a little bit more, I guess, sway if you hear it from a woman and you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in here, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. But if you don't, just hit the like button. If you don't do anything else, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. And just hang out for a while. We're gonna go through what she thinks about women trying to move like men and why it's a bad idea. And Cardi B is just the latest in many women who think they can do what men do. And even though she's rich, it's already been proven with a lot of receipts that women can't move like men do. And when they do, it's never really a nice thing. It really ends badly. So anyhow, without further ado, we're gonna let the woman tell it, and we'll go from there. And I might stop and start this thing when I have something to interject. So here we go.
Having a good time. Cardi B and Stefan Diggs are a public example of what happens when a woman performs masculinity in a relationship instead of respecting divine feminine order. Let me break it down to you. Just a reminder, you guys, it almost always backfires. Cardi B cheated on Offset, her husband. Okay, she cheated on him. She had a baby with Stefan Diggs, a much younger bachelor, football player, mind you, with other baby mamas who were currently pregnant when she was pregnant. But that's not the point. She began a relationship with him. She had a baby with him very quickly upon starting that relationship. Typical bird brain behavior. You guys don't get to know a nigga. You just have his baby off rip. You let the internet hype you up. You were bragging. You're outside. You're in the clubs despite having like 50 fucking kids. You're in the clubs. You're turned up. You're doing what Cardi B does. You're letting the internet, yeah, you go, girl. Girl power. Get back at your man. You talked all that shit, acting like you can move how a nigga move, do what a nigga do. And as we can see, you can't do that. Now you sitting up with your feelings hurt. You unfollowed a nigga because he invited another you to his bedroom. I just can't get over this. You gave up being a wife
What's
to be a
going on?
left hoe. This isn't necessarily about Cardi B as a person, okay? This is more so about the patterns of a modern woman, because what Cardi B is doing is publicizing what the average woman does every day. You can take a bitch out the hood. You can give a bitch from the hood some money, but it ain't gonna make her any less of a hood bitch. She gonna
You know
continue to
that's
do what.
that's exactly right. I guess people give deference to Cardi because she has a lot of money, but her head has never been screwed on right when it comes to relationships and how she behaves and how she moves. She might as well still be on the pole. To tell you the truth, the way she behaves. Now, she was one up when she married, but she married a guy like Offset. All her kids were in wedlock, unlike a lot of other women who follow her. But then, as soon as she broke up with him, she's still married to Offset, by the way. So she gets pregnant by a guy who's been playing the streets and everybody knows it. And so she, whatever status she tried to get, she just threw that shit out of the window, thinking she could tame a guy like Stefan Diggs. And she actually thought that he would be monogamous to her.
Hood bitches, simple minded, bird brain hoes. And that's eventually just end up being a baby mama. Any women try to imitate male behavior by moving too quickly, by casual intimacy. not prioritizing commitment, treating relationships and people as they're disposable. All the things that a lot of women complain about men about, you have women who are really trying to imitate these same exact motives that a lot of these men they complain about have. Because for whatever reason, acting like this, women feel like it makes them powerful.
Let me stop this right here. We're gonna play it again. Oh, you know what? It's funny. This is my Curtis Moore, right? It just slipped my mind, man. I appreciate the $5. What's up, Boomer? Nice to see that you're super. This is you're my first one, man. Super chat. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, yeah. They YouTube don't know what they did, man. They actually monetized the brother, man. You know what? Out of clear blues, they said, "Let me give the old man something to keep him motivated." So I appreciate that, Curtis Moore. And it's just like, it just slipped my mind. I just saw, wow, that's a super chat. So that's my first one. So I appreciate that. So let's keep going.
Makes them above, but it always ends in failure. For you are an emotional being, okay? You're not logical like a man. You can't move emotionless like a man can, where a man can go and fuck all these hoes. You can't do it because bitch, you end up pregnant. You fall in love with the man, you fall in love with the man. Ain't gotta work. Men impregnate bitches all the time and don't be giving a flying flippity fuck about them. Women cannot do that. You cannot move like a man. Cardi
You
B.
know what's so funny? And nobody really talks about this, but if you know the law, right, that baby by law has to be named after Offset, his last name. Stefan Diggs can't even claim that baby by law because of the presumption of innocence laws of paternity laws across all 50 states. And I think there's a New York, some area where this is underneath this. So the truth of the matter is that baby, actually, if Cardi B wanted to get back at Offset, she could charge him child support. Stefan Diggs is absolutely free and clear. He doesn't even have to take care of that baby, not even monetarily, unless he chooses to, because the law says that baby belongs to Offset. That's how cringeworthy this whole shit is. And of course, this scenario of married women having kids outside of their marriage goes on all over the place. And nobody really talks about this, but this one is front and center. That kid doesn't belong to Stefan Diggs. Biologically, yes. But by law, that kid belongs to Offset.
He played her role completely wrong. You were trying to be funny towards your husband, okay? You went and you had a baby by another man. And as you can see, this man don't really give that much of a fuck about you. I really want to know what their relationship is like behind closed doors, because I can't. For when they asked Stefan Diggs if he was planning on marrying, because I know we only get a form of what the relationship. I know what my relationship is, and I know what y'all know about my relationship. It's completely different. So, what is their relationship like in real life? Because he was all like, "Oh, I just gotta focus on me. I gotta focus on me." I feel like she be following him around like a little duckling. You know what I'm saying? Like a little needy ass duck. As a woman, trying to be like a man never benefits you. Trying to move like a man, and then my thing is, y'all be trying to move like men. Y'all be trying to move like the men that y'all complain about. Why you don't want to be like a better version of a man? Why you want to move like the men that y'all claim you hate so much? When you could have been sitting up at the Super Bowl with your husband and your 3 babies, you set your happy ass up at the Super Bowl with 5 of his other options that he invited. And you wasn't even the one that he allowed in the hotel room with him. But you just had his baby 2 months ago. Boy, you should have just stayed with Offset. You have to look at this from a masculine perspective. Stefan Diggs don't owe Cardi B shit. Well, he owes that baby something because he decided to give her a baby for whatever reason.
Actually, by law, you don't owe the baby anything, too. I mean, I think you will, but she's a married woman, man. But, I don't think they'll bring it to that level. And a lot of people don't know that. But that kid belongs to Offset.
But he doesn't owe her exclusivity. He doesn't owe her marriage. He doesn't owe her a relationship just because she left her husband for him. She made that decision. She chose to do that. Stefan Diggs didn't tell her to do that. This man, how old? 24, 25 years old. He ain't told her to do that.
Actually, he's 31. I looked it up. He's older than people give him credit for. I think he's been in the league for a while.
That's what happens when celebrities got social media. Now you're trying to use social media to get back at your man, and it backfired. Again, I hope Offset is somewhere popping champagne with a couple of hoes having a good time. Cardi B and Stefan.
Well, this lady don't seem like she likes my man Offset, man. I mean, my Cardi B doesn't seem like she likes Cardi B. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, to say there was a lot of little extensions to this Super Bowl, not just a Super Bowl halftime show and all that. And I like to make little jingles to some themes. And this one is that women can't move like men do. And it's just a short little, I guess, tune that I play. It's an R&B, and we're gonna play it for you, and then we're out of here, man. Thanks for stopping by, Curtis. I appreciate that first super chat, and I'm not gonna forget it, man. And even though I don't ask for money, but I forgot that the daggone thing is there, so that's cool, man. So here goes, everybody. Cautionary tale: women can't move like men do.
In a world where the rules never bend, women tread softly on paths they can't send, with a heart full of dreams and eyes on the skies. But the ground feels heavy and the spirit defies. Whispers of caution echo through the night. Its choices are tangled, they dim the light. Cautionary tale, they dance in the dark. Women moving carefully, leaving a mark in a world full of choices. They're locked in a bind, searching for love, but it's hard to find. In the sexual marketplace, the stakes are so high. A game with no board, where the players are outside. With the glances that linger, and words left unsaid, they carry the weight of the world on their head. But freedom ain't easy, it's a dangerous side. They fight for their souls, but it's tearing apart. Cautionary tales, they dance in the dark. Women moving carefully, leaving a mark in a world full of choices. They're locked in a bind, searching for love, but it's hard to find. So listen closely to the tales that unfold in the marketplace of hearts. The truth must be
Like, share, and subscribe. Marriage, politics, and sports. Your favorite baby boomer over and out.